2025, raring to go or in a funk. Hello, my name's Anna Lagrange and I'm one half of Baba Business, the Birth and Baby Business Academy. Yay! Happy New Year! Mm. I know. We've been talking about this a lot. I want to say this week, but it's actually we're recording this on the 4th, so we're only 4 days into the new year, which just goes to show you how much Liz and I actually talk to each other. It's quite a lot. But I was desperate after doing a big workshop, a moon planning workshop for 2025. It's not just the moon planetary. I was desperate to share with Liz that it is absolutely fine that we might not be feeling raring to go like we do often at the beginning of a new year. Because although the new moon was on New Year's Eve, which was very special, lovely new moon cycle to start the new year off with us. Mars, which is it's a planet that can really guide our energy and how and sort of things to do with business, and we're actually in retrograde in Mars right now, so it can be a time where we actually don't feel raring to go a lot of the time, and we're still in that period and we're going to be there for several more weeks. So it's okay and expected even that you might not be feeling that new year, new me, new business, let's go, reset that we sometimes feel. So I just wanted to let everyone know that if you're not feeling like that, then to reassure you. But if you are feeling like that, let us know, because we need a bit of that as well. We love it. I mean, we're excited about a lot of things, but it's more about that sort of energy, isn't it, that's behind it?
Yeah, definitely not feeling flat or low or anything. It's just like, where's that kind of propelling energy that you normally get at the start of a year? And I often get it in September as well, that kind of feeling of like something new is afoot, is coming about. It doesn't feel like that. And I think that, that's okay as well. Like sometimes I think we can beat ourselves up thinking, oh, why aren't I feeling a certain way? Why aren't I doing this? Why aren't I doing that? When, everybody on social media appears to be feeling that way. And some people might really have that get up and go energy. And like, that's okay as well. I think we all have to accept that we're going to absorb these like planetary energies in a different way, but we're also different people with different things happening in our lives. Some of us might have had a very challenging Christmas, some of us might have had like a very chilled Christmas. So yeah, just accepting who we are and where we're at the moment. But we do have 3 things which we think would really help you, whether you're raring to go or whether you are feeling a little you know a little less raring to go.
Yeah, well, we've kind of covered the first one, which is sort of that cyclical business design idea, which is that, we need to look at our business in a flow state, as in, we're not always going to be on it. We're not going to be able to feel like push, push, push all the time. We're not going to be able to push in our business when we want to necessarily. So kind of honor that. One of the great ways that you can start to kind of get more familiar with that is by tracking how you're feeling month to month, and then as you build up a picture of how you're feeling with the cycle of the moon, that is, you'll start to realize, oh, there's some times in my month where I feel like I've got more energy, or I'm more creative, or I really feel like reaching out and chatting to people, really noticing and knowing when those periods are, can be very, very helpful. So right now, notice how you're feeling, and and do the things for your business that you feel like doing. Of course, there's certain jobs that you have to do. There's certain jobs that we have to do in our business, and they need to get done. And it can be useful to look at our goals for that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But at the same time, I'm a big fan of doing the things that you feel like doing in your business on those days.
Oh, definitely, absolutely, and not feeling like guilty about it at all. The other thing, which is something that, it's not just for the start of New Year, and it's not just for like September when things can feel fresh and new, but it's tuning into your why and your vision for your business and getting really connected to that as well. Because sometimes that kind of feeling of like, you know, that sort of slow start feeling, or maybe like feeling like you're not sure what you're doing or what direction you're going in,
Yeah.
it can make you feel quite stuck after a while. So if you
Mm.
tune in to, why you trained in whatever you're trained in the first place, like why you set up your business, who you're helping, how it's changing your life, how you want it to change your life, really tune into those things and get clear on that again. And that can be super powerful to just move you through that kind of low motivation, low vibe kind of mood. And equally, if you are feeling like really buzzy about the new year, reconnecting with your why is only going to help propel that energy forward. And most importantly, it's going to help you stay on track with, what you actually want to achieve, like what that overarching vision or mission is for your business. So how are
Mm.
you feeling? That's a great way to start the new year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think how some people might be feeling is that perhaps they had some goals for last year, and those
Mm.
goals, they found it harder to meet them than they thought, or, perhaps they didn't have quite the numbers in their classes they would have liked, perhaps they didn't have the income that that they wanted. And so when you have a break over the Christmas period and then you're coming back to it, sometimes you can feel a bit like, oh, I've got to go through this again. And, and the
Mm.
thing is that you don't actually have to do it in the same way. In fact, you can do it differently. And I would encourage you to, if the things you haven't been working, it's time to look at other ways of doing it. And I'm not talking about having a complete pivot, but I'm talking about, perhaps seeking out support or ideas about, okay, what other things do I need to add into my business model or the way that I run my business that's going to help me have more clients, or whatever it is that you found tricky last year, and make it feel fresh. And Liz is absolutely right. The way to do that is to really tune back into this. Why am I doing this? What is my mission? What is it I really love to do? Whenever I jump on a coaching call with people, and I've been having a few actually voice note ones over the last few weeks with people, and they just keep saying, oh, nothing's working, or it's not working how it used to. And I'm just like, just tell me what it is you want to do. What is it that's your goal? What is it you love doing? Because I think sometimes after training, we really can lose sight of that. We have all these grand plans, and then we sort of get on this sort of hamster wheel of, setting up our business and getting the bookings and getting people in and running our class in a certain way. And you've got to step back and take a review and a refresh quite regularly. And if you haven't done that recently, this is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. We can get really kind of lost in the day-to-day doing part of the business. And a really good sign of growth is when you're able to step back and go, hang on a minute, like, what is it that I'm working towards? What is it that I want to achieve? And then that's definitely where the third one comes in. And we've already sort of skirted around it, but it's planning. It is planning for the year ahead, setting those goals, those milestones, those action steps, because that is going to help you to move your business in the direction that you want it to. And if you are feeling a bit like, oh, well, I did a plan last year and, I never reached the goals that I want to, part of planning is focusing on what you did do, like what you did achieve, what went well. And then you're able to reflect upon the goals that you set that you didn't achieve and why you didn't achieve them, and have a reset for setting some new goals for this coming year. And planning isn't something that you just do once a year as well. Like, you've got to keep going back to that planning every quarter, every month, every week even. You need to be looking at what it is that you're working towards. And it just makes business so much easier. And I think planning just gets you excited as well. So if you are feeling a little bit low vibe, or you're not sure, why haven't I got that new me, new year, new me kind of thing going on, then planning can really help, bring all of that back, because it just gets you excited about what's potential in the future. And even if it doesn't all go completely to plan, you will have done better than you would have done if you hadn't have done any planning. So
Oh my gosh, so that's so true, because when you plan, you've got your goals in mind at the beginning. So we've got a system where, and the visualization and visioning and your mission is part of that whole process, so that you don't go so off track. So it's not like where you wake up and you write a to-do list and you can get so off track, can't you, from what you planned to do, and end up, I know a lot of our people will end up spending way too much time creating pretty social media posts or stressing about social media posts and not enough time doing the things that are actually going to bring, customers and clients into their classes, or their one-to-one sessions, whatever it is. So having a system like we have in the planner is a really great way of checking back in regularly. And you're right, not only does it help you get really clear on your action steps and what's going to be the most helpful thing for growing your business, but it also gets you more excited again, because then you kind of can look back to your vision and be like, oh yeah, this is what I'm trying to achieve, and it helps you focus on one thing as well. I think a lot of us, we definitely get ourselves a bit overwhelmed with the number of things we try and take on, or the number of classes or courses we try and do. I was chatting to somebody this week as well who is like studying loads because they want to add more to their portfolio. And I think we can all do these sorts of things, and they actually can take us away from that real original goal. So if you can, when you're doing your planning, and again, the planner helps you do this, is like try and prioritize one thing that you really want to focus on for this month, and put, really prioritize the task for that thing, rather than spreading yourself too thinly and then just doing a few little things for each thing. And then, you're not going to really reach that goal that you had in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. It's so true. And, we are right at the beginning of January. So
Yes.
if there's so many opportunities for you to change how you're feeling and to really start the year well. And we've got a couple of things that might help you. So our planners are still for sale. We have a small stock left. So if you want to get in on our planning system, the best way to do it is to order one of those. And then if you're one of those sorts of people who you might have the planner, or you might be thinking about the planner, but you're like, no, I actually want someone to guide me, to help me, to kind of like do it in the moment, then we have got a planning session coming up on the 14th of January, and we'll drop the links to make sure that you can either get your planner, or you can get yourself booked on the planning session, or both, and really start the year well, because we're really looking forward to that planning session, aren't we?
Yeah, and then we've talked a little bit about the visioning and about that sort of cyclical living, and setting up your business so that it works for you. And we will be covering all of those things and so much more at Bava Live, which is at the end of February. So still at the beginning section of the year. So still a great time to be thinking about the year ahead, but doing it in person with us and with a bunch of other birth and baby businesses. And it's a sort of live event where it's going to make a huge impact on how you feel, on you and on your business going forward. So do come and join us for that if you can. It's on the 28th of February. It is in Birmingham, so very easily accessible from lots of places, or from everywhere really, in the UK. And we'd absolutely love to see you there. We're very, very excited about this event.
Definitely. Oh my goodness, we've got so much. Just going to drop it here. Like, we've got so much coming up for Baba.
We do.
That's going to be new. And this is something that we're doing in the background, is we're doing lots of background stuff while we've got this kind of, where's that new me energy? When's that going to come through? We're doing lots of background stuff. So watch out.
Watch this space. We'll have a lot more to share in the coming weeks. Right. Well, thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.